All right, fellas, we are back with another. Is this episode 5?
We haven't done that many.
Wow, we're over a month in, fellas. As you can see, Jared, if you go back to that middle camera,
JP is here.
Let's go.
The
I should have worn my fit.
The Hove is back, and he's got that perfect olive tan.
Thank you. Yes.
So tell us about Greece.
The sun in Greece is different.
Holy intro.
Electric setup. Will's gonna
What's
love
even
this
funnier is I was like, Mitch, you mean to bring it in? He goes, yeah, sure.
Go ahead, we can restart.
No, you got it. We have to keep this trend.
Yeah, we got to keep it going. What else are we going to talk about in this episode after I break down Greece, though?
Probably
St. Louis?
I think we got to cover St. Louis, that whole trip. We can discuss potential sending in back of the bus fan art.
Some fart.
Some fart.
We can talk dad combine too, because that's tomorrow.
We can talk about dad combine. We can talk about the most recent back of the bus pod post featuring Demon.
Shout out Demon.
Also, if you're listening, subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Share this to your friends. Send our social channels to all your friends. Spam the group chat. Get these followers up. What we just hit 400 like right before we started recording on Instagram.
Yeah, we're 417.
417. If we get to 420, stop following.
We're like 478 too on Twitter. So, and our TikTok that's not run by us has almost 5,000 followers.
We have a burner.
Yeah.
We got a burner.
Are we going to continue the every 100 followers?
Yeah, for
There's this
sure.
Crazy meme.
Yeah.
And then when we hit 1,000,
1,000 we'll post nut. You know, Jared said he'd do that. He said he'd post full nut.
All right.
I'll post nut.
All right, great start.
All right. So JP, break it down. Let's see top 3 moments of Greece.
And what can
Well, how long
Jack
were you
and G-
gone? You were gone how long?
I was gone Friday to yesterday night, so like 10 days.
Wow.
And I went to Santorini for one night. I went to Paros for 3 nights, and then we went to Halkidiki for the rest of the time, which is off of the mainland of Thessaloniki. There's 3 legs in Greece. Their legs or fingers, I was always getting it wrong, but it's basically picture the Great Lakes, the Finger Lakes we have in the U.S., move them to Greece. I was at one of those. And top 3 moments, number 3, the squid in Greece. Squid is one of the most popular foods in Greece, and I did not know that, but it's also a protein-rich food. The squid was incredible. Have you ever had squid?
I've never had squid in my life.
Have you ever had squid?
No, I feel like I'd be worried about getting like food poisoning.
Jared?
No.
Yeah, I've had squid before.
Garrett?
Yeah, for sure.
That's about how I
What
thought
about
that
the ink?
was.
Sorry, I put my phone down.
What's the
Calamari is considered squid, right?
Yeah, what's calamari?
Yeah,
I
they
feel like you never had
calamari
calamari.
I've had calamari,
I've had
but that's
calamari.
octopus,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
fried.
like there's
I
some-
guess-
There's both, because in your
Flip.
batch, right, you get little mini squids, octopus, and then you get the rings. That's just like made up from the tentacles and shit like that, right?
So,
Put a reference
I guess I've
yeah.
had it,
image
though.
up.
Yeah, reference
I've
image
had
up.
calamari.
Did they leak the ink?
No, ink's out of it.
You guys made me in.
But no, it is the octopus and
Hey,
squid
Jared, cut that.
is amazing. Also, with that, the price of the food is incredibly cheap in Greece.
Let's go.
Which
Good
is
news.
awesome. We got some euros with the bachelor party late night, and we probably got like 25 euros. Because we ordered 25 euros, they gave us 2 bottles of wine on the house, and it was probably like $60, $70.
Damn.
So,
How good were the Euros?
dude,
It's one of my favorite things, and I don't get it enough, obviously, because we live in Tennessee.
And we lost King Solomon.
And we...
Rest in peace. Deep cut.
But it was
Onward?
everything, dude. Like every single person, because it was pretty much all of our first times to Greece. Every single person took the first bite, and we always got beef ones or lamb. And every single person, that you know how it is after you have the first bite of something.
Jared, let's hear your sound. Come on, dude.
I'll do it naturally in the pod. Like
All right,
at some point during the pod,
Yeah.
we'll timestamp it.
Number 2, the views. The views were incredible, and it was incredible because Sid and I were just driving around, and the maps out there are horrible. If you ever want to drive in Greece, do not use Google Maps because it will say there's a road, and we legitimately pull onto like this dirt path. Hella rocks. You're in a rental car. You're worried like, man, I'm about to have
You
to
had
pay.
a car?
Yeah, we got a rental car out there.
Was it like a Fiat?
Dude, it was
Just imagine every European car is a Fiat.
It was probably like the equivalent of a Subaru, but in Greece. Whatever the brand was. I can't remember because they were beast.
Subaru.
They might need to sponsor the show. But we're
international.
we were supposed
no
to
one
be,
noticed.
Coop did.
Oh, guys, I did my moan, and
I
the
noticed.
audience is just gonna be like, that was really weird. That one part where it's a really loud moan on the audio.
So
yeah.
Subaru.
Me and Jared made eye contact for that. It was weird.
The Subaru. Yeah, we were supposed to be going to this cave and it was taking us on the road. The road turned into dirt and then the dirt turned into like 8 fallen trees just in the middle of the path. So you literally couldn't get there. So then you had to go back through it all. And it was insane. There's no 2-lane roads on this path. So if a car comes, you just pull off into this grass that's shoulder height. But when we did get out of the car and walk up to stuff, you just start following paths because there's no trail signs, there's no nothing. And you walk out to the most like gorgeous views I've ever seen. It truly looks like Valhalla for all the people out there that catch the Valhalla references. It's like that. You looked out, it was like a scene from one of the Thor movies when they're out there on the cliff, except for picture clear water. So that was number 2. The scenes were nuts, and so many.
Well, like when you got there and like you get to Santorini and you look out, because obviously it's up on that cliff. We've all seen the pictures.
Right.
When you look out at the water, are you just like in awe?
I think the most amazing part about it is that it all came from a volcano.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, all the Greek islands. I'm like, man, how the heck did y'all turn this horrible
Water into wine.
Yeah, literally water into wine. And so to see what they've been able to do with it and how pretty it is after something that wrecked everything is incredible.
So the whole like all the islands are just like lava rock.
Yeah.
Because you like again, you see all the pictures and most of the stuff's just like built up on the coast,
Right.
but like behind it, it doesn't
What
really
is
look
like
like
behind
anything.
Dude, it's like pretty, underdeveloped. Like there's Santorini, it's like the far east or west of the island has like the blue roofs and everything. And if you like on your drive there, you're driving through basically nothing.
right.
And you're like, man.
Damn.
But then you go to Paros, it's a lesser known island, but a little bit more developed. And their beach town is like the number 1 beach town I've ever seen. So if you go to Greece, you have to go to Paros on the islands. Santorini was number 3 on my places that we went. Paros was number 1. And then Halkidiki was number 2. But
That sounds crazy.
the number 1 thing had to be getting to experience just a little bit of an Indian cultured wedding. Because I feel like we see videos as white people, we see videos on YouTube because we don't get invited to that many Indian weddings. We see the videos on YouTube and you want to be invited. I don't know about y'all. I like Indian food. We didn't get to have the Indian food, but all of the Indian songs, I'm asking all of them like, hey man, y'all got to send me this. I don't know. I don't understand a word, but the beats are amazing. The aunts and uncles of Melgi, shout out Melgi and Jackson. That's who got married. They were going in on the dance floor.
So sick.
Huge choreographed dances. And
So
then
were you.
the very next night, the Greek wedding, they do their whole big circles of dancing. They smash plates on each other. They smash plates on the
On
ground.
each other, like across the head, or like?
Bro, one guy tried to smash a plate. Like I'm pretty sure it was his mom or his aunt on her head, and it didn't break. And we're all like, oh. And she's like holding her head. And I swear, 3 minutes later, she's in the circle.
Dun, dun, dun,
Kicking her legs up.
dun,
I'm
dun.
like, they're built different, dude. And so to get to see the mix of cultures in the wedding and to be able to do a dance was definitely number 1.
I still.
I
we
mean,
still
yeah,
need
the
to see
fit
that.
was crazy.
Yeah.
The fit goes.
went hard.
Dude, the fit.
So, obviously they send you a link and they're like, "Hey, you got to get fitted for this."
Right.
Did you do that? You did that here in Nashville?
I ordered it online just hoping it would fit.
Really?
Yeah, I forget. I don't even know the name of the website. It was some Indian website, but the kurta was like only $45, $50. Sitton was able to borrow her dress from somebody that had just went to another Indian wedding.
Oh, that's nice.
And so, yeah, dude, the kurtas, I was worried it was going to be hot, but mine was very breathable. The pants are extremely thin and comfortable. I ripped them. And maybe they're a little too thin. But, yeah, the whole get up is if you can go to an Indian wedding, you have to make it happen. It's so worth it.
That's
So sick.
Yeah, it was a trip of a lifetime.
So y'all did like a lot of outdoor stuff. like a bunch of hiking?
Yeah, we did a bunch of hiking again. Just
You just didn't waste time while you were there.
no, we wanted to see it all. And one of the most goated moments. Shout out to Sittin. Sittin is my wife for the people that don't know. But I was late to the day of the bachelor party, and the guys were doing like a booze cruise, so they left before I got there. And so Sittin and I, we rented like this mini boat, and you get it for like $200 for 2 hours, and you can just like rip around because the water's so calm, you can just rip around. And so I told them, hey guys, we're gonna get this mini boat, and Sittin will come and she'll drop me off and she'll just take it back. And so we were driving, we like spent a little bit of time together out there doing our thing, and because the water's so clear, you can see fish and everything. And she drops me off. I can't go all the way up to the shore, so I have to, because our boat we were in, we're not allowed to. So I had to jump out and swim with like all my stuff above my head. And I'm just like breaststroke kicking in the Aegean Sea, trying to get to shore. And I met up with the boys, and they're all very drunk at the time because they're halfway through it. And they're gassing me up so much. They're like, this is like Mission Impossible. Like we saw the boat pull off.
Did you jump off while I was moving?
Nah.
Oh.
I mean, well, it was a little,
Okay.
it was a little idling.
What's that water temp like?
It wasn't warm, but it was like a perfect kind of.
It wasn't like
chill.
oh my God,
refresher?
this is
It was a refresher.
Like you don't want to
for
be
sure.
hanging in there for like 30 minutes, but
Right.
like 5 minutes you're in and out of there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is perfect because Garrett and Jack are going in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks.
Yeah. So this is what? When?
cold.
Tuesday?
This is Thursday.
This Thursday.
Today
so
we're
like,
recording
Today
this on
we're
Tuesday.
yeah.
It comes out on Thursday.
Jack, I leave on the 23rd.
I do too. So Monday the 23rd is when we fly out.
Y'all aren't going together though. This is just two separate trips at the same time.
No, we're
No,
going
we're going
to the
together.
same place, but we're flying
okay.
on different like flights and stuff.
Yeah.
We're fortunate. We're going to a wedding where we know both the bride and groom. Shout out to Jackie and Jackson, soon to be
Jackson.
Jackie and Jackson Smith.
Mhm.
Jackie Polis, her family, her dad Nick. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Helen.
Nick.
They're the best. He is from Greece, and he is just like your classic Greek dad, and he's hilarious and the best time ever. And so we're going to, I believe,
just
an
looked it up,
island.
dude. I'm
like,
gonna mess it
close-
up, but
I think
it's
Spesvis.
It's Spestis.
Spestis.
It's
So-
Spetses.
Yeah, so apparently it's like an island. It's not where he grew up, but I want to say it's probably not too far from where he grew up. And we are so excited. So I assume the weather
gonna be
is
all of
great
our
there
friends.
this time of year.
Yeah, weather's perfect.
So like, what about like humidity? Like, can you give us like
None.
any kind of travel tips like that you like?
Dude, zero humidity. It's truly the perfect type of temperature and atmosphere to be at the beach, where I definitely got some sun, but I swear you don't even burn as much out there. You just turn olive.
So you like
olive.
you didn't sweat in your suit, in your.
No, I mean you're
Kurt's
definitely
like-
sweating, but it's just from it.
It wouldn't
the
be like a
temperatures-
summer wedding here.
No.
All right, cool. Bet.
Way better.
Bet.
So when you guys were hopping from like you went to 3 different islands or 3 different cities.
3 different islands.
So you're not flying. You're just like taking.
No,
ferries?
yeah. So we took a ferry from Santorini to Paros, and it was like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour ride. And you see like Naxos and a couple of other islands on your way. And then from Paros to Thessaloniki, we flew.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang, dude, I'm so pumped.
I know.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a Greek wedding.
International with it.
Dude.
It'll be my first. I know Garrett's stepdad. He's Greek,
Mhm.
so I'm sure Garrett's been to some sort of Greek wedding. I've never been to one. I know that they are kind of notoriously longer, at least like
Yeah.
ceremonially, which I'm
The
fine with.
ceremony.
Like I could
Yeah.
be out there chilling. Like as long as they got a couple cold ones for the fellas, I'll sit as long as.
Did
it
they hit
takes.
the? Well, I guess it was an Indian wedding. So
Well, it was Greek. The actual ceremony was Greek.
for the
'cause-
ages of ages,
All in Greek.
Amen.
How long?
Zero
did it take?
English.
Hey, Greek, honestly,
An
the
hour.
language, like, it feels spiritual.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
hard to listen to, but it feels like.
That's what I was gonna say,
Raw.
because it's like when you picture Greek people,
What do you think,
You
Coop?
think of the Greek gods and goddesses.
It's hard to listen to.
I got nothing to add. To
I mean,
that.
it is.
It is hard
You
to
just
listen
don't
to.
know anything. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, and it's like the Greek people are beautiful people, like handsome guys, good looking girls, but the language does not match the looks.
It matches the landscape outside of
Yeah, exactly.
white buildings and blue roofs.
Yeah.
Do most people, like native people in Greece, do they speak English? Is it like pretty, or is
like
it
a little bit.
so? Like if you're in like a local spot, is like pull up the translator maybe sometimes.
We were lucky because we were always with Greek people.
So they gotcha.
Yeah, and all the beach towns, they know enough for you to order.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotcha.
you do a lot of pointing.
Euro.
Yeah, they have great bakeries.
Oh yeah, they have. Did you have like spinach pie, spanakopita?
Yeah, one of the best. Yeah, we had all of that, dude. The whole.
That
She's
sounds like
cultured over there.
that sounds like
He
such a
is.
LeBron answer. Yep, that's the best. It's actually my favorite.
Yeah, man, it was
so
it was
fun,
incredible.
man.
You said when you came back that you wish you went to, like, you were able to stay out there and travel to other places. Which place?
Yeah.
What other European country would you have wanted to go to?
As far as just the ease of getting to, probably go to Italy.
Yeah.
But it's so tough, man, because Greece, I feel like if you can go to Europe, and of course I've only been one time, but and I love the beach. I'm like, I don't know how anything tops Greece.
Yeah.
The Greek islands. But I want to go there, and then a sleeper one would be Croatia. I've heard
Yes,
Croatia is
dude.
like the best.
I want to go there because
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones and
Have to
everything.
get
Yeah.
there.
Has anybody else been to Europe?
I've been to London, but that's it.
Mm,
Which
I've
is
not
like
been to
Europe.
I've been to Barcelona, and that place was scary.
True, I'd love to go to Portugal.
Did you say scary?
Portugal would be cool.
Why?
Barcelona, well, it like back when we were there, and I'm sure it's the same way. It's kind of like you need to stay in your own crew because like sex trafficking.
You'll get
and all that.
trafficked.
You'll
Yeah.
get there's a lot of like
I
shady
like to
shit
see
that
them
goes
try.
on. Yeah, there's a lot of shady shit that goes on out there, but also like everything looks the exact same. Like
Like you get lost.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's literally just like these big square like buildings, but obviously there's like stores and like offices and stuff in it, but everything looks the exact same. I would just be walking, and then my buddy who was like living there, he would just turn left and like walk upstairs. I'm like, how did you even know this?
Yeah.
But it was cool out there for sure, and it's super like historical and everything. But I would not.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go there, go with a big squad and stick together.
Right. I want to go
Danger.
to Mallorca. I'm going to
Yeah.
Spain.
Yeah,
It's
we
where
were in
Nadal grew
Barcelona, but it
would be
was
cool.
cool. But
Yeah.
isn't it like once you get out there, it's cheap to
Yeah,
To-
cheap to bounce around.
to country
It makes me
hop.
want to go to London, dude, because we went from Nashville to New York to London, and the flight was so quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, this would be. You could do a Thursday to Sunday trip to London.
I mean, yeah, you could, but I feel like you'd want a little bit more time.
You
You're going
would.
that far.
I had a friend that went to Wimbledon for the weekend last year.
I mean, yeah, if
He
you're going for
grinded
like
it out.
that,
Yeah.
it'd be worth it. But I mean, London's cool. Like it's a bunch of like historical stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's. I'm
Kind
not
of
saying
like-
it's similar to here, but like
right.
you know,
Yeah.
Just basically a packed city.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's cool for sure.
And there was another trip though, over the weekend.
Yeah, me and Garrett went to St. Louis and followed it up in Newark, New Jersey for a UFC fight. But honestly, 10 out of 10 trip. St. Louis exceeded expectations without a doubt. We went in there. We were doing stuff with First Form Energy, or it's Form Energy, but they were partnering with Anheuser-Busch, and they are creating or have created in 207 days from concept to product on shelf, created Form Energy, which is incredibly impressive. I was telling G and the guys, like, I'm not the biggest energy drink connoisseur. Like, I like coffee. I'll drink a Celsius from time to time, but it's not my daily rotation. I drank these Form Energies, and they're delicious. I'm sure we'll get some in the shop.
Yeah,
But they're
Hopefully.
fantastic. So we were there. They were doing kind of presenting the partnership with Anheuser-Busch. We went to SummerSlam or Summer
Smash.
Smash. We actually didn't even get to go to the Summer Smash festival.
I know, dude.
It looks sweet. It basically is like a gym expo where like all these like health and wellness kind of influencer types come. They're working out. Their facility's insane. It's 200,000 square feet. Everything in from the office to the distribution center to the gym, it's so well kept. And they tell us, and they have this locker room. It's like you have to essentially earn like employee of the month to get a locker in this locker room. But they don't have any cleaners anywhere in the building. And you would think that they just had like a full scale like sweep through.
It looks like if you drop something, someone's like sliding in and like.
Yeah, but
And then they're
everything's
out.
clean, and they don't hire cleaners. It's just kind of like, you know, you take care of your area,
have a high
and like
standard.
you kind of respect. Yeah, the standard is the standard. So they definitely have a cool thing going there. I'm sure we'll head back up there at some point because the gym, they do some hard ass workouts apparently.
Yeah,
They're
they were telling Will and Taylor, like, if you aren't throwing up at the end of your workout, then you didn't try hard enough.
Is this like a gym you can join, or is it just people that?
No, so they have like 400 plus employees. And like if we went, we could go do a workout. You know, they have other athletes stop through, you can do a workout, but it's truly for like
the employees.
And I bet if you have enough followers online, you can get
for
in
sure.
there. Because
But
there were a lot.
it is also in like the middle of nowhere, St. Louis. So like,
True.
if you're just moseying through there, like,
Yeah.
definitely go through the First Form facility. But we can talk a little bit more. But the vlog is going to come out.
Yeah, we won't spoil everything. Something that probably won't be included in the vlog that I wish would be is there was a lot of fine women at this gym. And it was distracting. And I was on my best behavior, just kind of eyes up, you know, do one of those. But yeah, impressive. They had all the amenities too. I'm excited for the viewers to see that vlog because the space is just like, it's massive. And they have everything under one roof, from their whole distribution center and packaging to office space to the gym to the fun stuff. But
yeah, shout out Sal and Andy Frisilla.
Yeah.
Some absolute dogs.
Yeah,
absolute hogs.
I mean, Will and Taylor talked about it a little bit on the pod, but like the really, really fresh beer that you guys had.
Yeah, we got to go to the Anheuser-Busch tour, which was sweet because the Form Energy, the partnership announcement was held at the Anheuser-Busch distillery, and it's the oldest one. It's where they first started the actual brewing process for Anheuser-Busch. And it looks like Hogwarts. Like, it's a massive campus. Like, it truly feels like you're on like a D. I don't know. Honestly,
You're gonna have to fact check this, but I'm pretty sure the facility, the factory, was built in like 1930 something.
I think it was in the 1800s because
That
they
might be
survived
right.
Prohibition, is what they said.
That's right.
So I think it's like the late 1800s.
That's right.
But they still have like all the like original structure for like all these buildings, and you can just feel the history walking through there. You can just like, people used to care about architecture. Now it's all just like fast fashion type.
Yeah.
I didn't know the
building.
horses were a real thing. I thought it was just
Honestly,
the commercial.
Yeah, they just have them there?
Clydesdales.
They have, I
That's
think,
awesome.
like the top, like, I don't know if it's the top, but they had one stable. And we kind of like heard that the Clydesdales were going to be out there for the public ticketed event. You could go see them. And then once it had wrapped up, they're like, do y'all want to go see the horses? And we're like, fuck yeah. So we go over there. I mean,
Iconic.
it's exactly how you would imagine it. It's just the
massive.
biggest animal that you've probably ever been around, minus like a giraffe or an elephant. Like,
For sure.
That's crazy.
It towered Taylor.
oh yeah,
Towered
like
Taylor.
the top of your head still would not be as tall. Like mine, and I'm 6'3". Like its back was taller than me standing up, and the legs are massive. And they're on top of that, you like, part of you like naturally wants to be a little nervous around something so big, and you're like, just don't kick me, this
Right.
or that. Like,
For
I'm gonna
sure.
But the
root-
commercials.
But the
You're like,
commercials, they're the most well-trained animals. There's a photo. We could put a reference in it, and we all get a team photo together, and this horse's face is just pressed against mine. I can just feel it going, and I'm like, it's going to bite me, but like, even if it does, that'd be an honor. And literally just stayed there, and
he's saying y'all were worried about a gorilla.
yeah, for
You
real.
don't know about a Clydesdale.
That was honestly one of the coolest experiences, is just to see the Clydesdales in person.
For sure.
And then we will try not to give too much away because I'm sure it'll be in the vlog, but they take us into the facility and you go on this crazy service elevator where like the doors open one way and slide the other, and you go down and it's 36 degrees when you walk off this thing everywhere. And we were drinking beer straight from the source, is what they call it. And it had been brewed right before it is, what's the word? Pasteurized, which is the final process before these beers literally get shipped off to X, Y, and
Us.
Z.
To all of us.
Yeah, to us.
Shipped to Mitch and the interns.
But yeah, they were saying that the
Yeah, we
beer that
gotta
we were
get into that.
drinking had just finished 6 hours prior. So
Yeah.
imagine just the freshest, coldest beer you've ever had, and it's just coming out of this tiny little like spiral ring. And we're just all filling it up. They're like, beers on the floor. It's freezing. These things are massive. And you could tell the guys giving us the tour, it wasn't like them giving a tour to like the public.
They live that stuff.
And like we had like Dana White and Taylor and Will and like all of them, and they're just having the best time telling us all these bits and pieces of history, kind of skipping over the stuff. Like,
Right.
we're just hitting it. And it was sweet, man. And
Yeah,
then
it was really cool.
and then you can. I wasn't part of this next part of the trip, but
Yeah, so we finish up the tour around the Anheuser-Busch facility, and we gotta hurry and go back to the hotel, get our bags because we're getting on a private jet with Dana to fly to Newark for UFC 316. And we're in the car, and I don't want to like throw my boy under the bus, but Chris, we're like on a time crunch, and our driver for the week was like, "Hey, y'all care if I like safely run red lights? Like, we gotta go." We're like, "No, go for it." And he is just, we'd get up to like a red light, and he like kind of slow down, and then whoom, fly through. But we pull up to this plane, and you know, it's already like hilarious. You just immediately think of like the entourages, all the movies, TV shows, just like the stuff where you're like, no way people actually do this.
Right.
They do this.
You
Dana
do
does this. We do this. But I roll up to this plane, and like there's, you know, a couple planes on the tarmac, whatever they want to call it. Not an expert in this.
Yeah.
But then I like turn and look, and there's one plane significantly bigger than the rest of them. I'm like, oh shit, like that's the plane we're getting on. I asked Taylor, because Taylor knows a lot about those planes, like what the type is, sizing, all that kind of stuff. I think it was like a G5.
Damn.
And you know,
I don't even
that
know
just
what
sounds tight.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Isn't that a song?
That's
that's
G6.
Like a
Yeah, so we
G6.
weren't like living. But,
Yeah. So y'all were on a little plane.
yeah, we were on a little plane.
How big was the inside?
The inside, I mean, it's like,
cue reference photo.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how to like explain the size of it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people sat on this plane.
Oh shit.
But what was
11
crazy?
people were there before they took off.
Wait, you went all the way to the.
I didn't
no,
fly
no,
on
no,
the
no.
PJ.
I know, but I'm saying, but you rode.
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
would think, yeah, that would
I
have
was
been
like, was this just
that would have made no
devastating.
sense. No, that would have made no sense.
That would have been devastating.
We did know beforehand. But half the plane is taken up by like a kitchen, like butler pantry area. And then the reason Jack couldn't get on is because there was a bed in the back of the plane.
You could have got on that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what
I'd
I
never
didn't
done a sleeve
understand.
stream before.
That's what I didn't understand.
Crazy.
But we take off. It's like an hour, 45-minute flight. I'm geeking out. Like Will, I keep making eye contact with Will, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And he's we're just laughing. I start watching tires, shout out Shane and the boys, on my phone, and have some of my stuff set up on this counter to the right of me, and this lady comes out with shit in her hands. And I'm like, so you need me to move this? She's like, yeah, please. And she sets down plates, forks, and knives. I'm like, wait, hold up. What's about to happen here?
Breakfast, dinner.
She goes back and comes back with a plate of asparagus and a bowl of macaroni and cheese, and then I can start to smell warm cooked food, like food. And I'm like just watching her come back, and I'm like kicking Will under the table, like, what the fuck is going on? Ultimately, I have a reference photo. Sides, chicken, then this plate of 3 different cuts of steak sits right next to me. And I text Jack, and I was like, bro, I swear to you, I'm not trying to rub this in, but they just put this down next to me and sent him the photo. We eat. And you know, you're just sitting there the whole time, like people do this,
Really
bro.
live like this.
People do this,
There's people richer than him.
bro. Like it's amazing that people do that. Obviously, it was a super cool experience, and like, you know, super grateful for the opportunity to do that. But like, you get off, and you're just like,
What just happened?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and
that
then the
is-
night took a turn,
Yeah.
as you heard a little bit on the bus, or
Yeah.
from Taylor.
Jack won out, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a weird scenario, man,
in
like-
the meantime, shout out to Savannah and Audrey. They work with us for Showboat Media
And our accountant.
and our accountant. Well, they need to meet our accountant Brett, and they will soon because we're $1 million business. But I went and hung out. They were with us in St. Louis. They were with us on the tour. I ended up going to dinner with them, and then we went to the casino because the Horseshoe, that's like a Caesar's property, was connected to the Four Seasons where we were staying. They had never really gambled much. We go down there, and we're basically just doing like a taste test of every single kind of game: blackjack, baccarat, roulette, craps, slots, and we're just going through the cycle of it. And we had a blast. We ended up staying up all night because we had to leave for the airport at 4 a.m. And we stayed in the casino till like 2-ish, and then we go upstairs and we just watched this show. They put on a show called My Poly Family. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It is insane.
Mormon wives.
It's a kind of, but so it's these two couples who are polyamorous, and if you're not familiar with being polyamorous, it just means you're open in your relationship. So like these two couples,
What
basically,
was happening in this room?
yeah, exactly. Nothing what you think. More just me geeking out, and I was like, this is gonna keep me up. Like I was like, I'm so locked in because it's like these two families or these two couples. One was married, one wasn't, and they essentially like got married to each other. So they all live in the same house, and one had 2 kids, and now the 2 kids have 4 parents. They all co-parent, and they also have 4 other kids on top of that. And no one knows from the 4 parents, I mean, for the 4 kids that they all had once they met. Say what?
You don't know who's who.
No, and no, they don't ever want to know. So they don't know whose kid is. And I'm like, all right, at some point, like the genetics will favor, but like. Dude, they all.
I mean, different conversation, but for those kids, that sucks.
Yeah. You
We
think
wonder
they'd
how
be
people
like
turn out
these
so crazy.
free spirit like type, like, and they are in a sense, but I swear to God, they all hate the situation they're in. But
Yeah, and they're on TV.
oh yeah, it's so uncomfortable at points, but it's on like TLC or something, whatever. Like
yeah.
all
From
those,
2 to
like,
4 a.m.
My
Yeah.
600-pound
yeah,
life show.
literally.
Yeah.
No, the like commercials would be like my 1,000-pound sisters or like 500-pound fiance, and it's like how many fat
That's quality
motherfuckers are out
TV.
there, dude. But it was electric. We got up, made it to the airport,
It was electric.
and yeah, Garrett and them kind of were in hell. They had like a whole scenario with their
The whole time Jack's
booking.
watching this incredible TV show, we're in hell in Newark.
But then I kind of
shit in
had to
Newark.
pay my price, and not sleeping will never do you any good. So I get on the plane. They booked me first class, not as like a gesture of goodwill, but because logistically it made the most sense. And they
Somehow it
made
was
sure
cheaper.
to tell me that. They're like, we didn't book this because we're like giving you a win. We booked you this because it got you there the fastest, and it was only $40 more expensive. I was like,
I'm falling
Hindsight,
asleep regardless.
yeah.
hindsight, you didn't even need to get there that fast.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Because I ended up sleeping half the day there too. But I got on that first class. I was 1F, the first row, and I think I sat down, put my bag in the back or whatever, the side pocket, fell asleep, woke up in Newark, and I was like, well, I guess it was good. And I don't know if this ever happens to y'all, but dude, I swear to God, I was bricked up the whole plane ride. I could feel it while I was sleeping.
That's what he said.
This is a
And-
thing.
We
And-
sat by each other one time, and I did notice.
Dude, sometimes it just happens. I think it's the altitude and the pressure of the cabin.
It is
just
first class.
Squeezes it all into you. But I'm in that front row, and I'm wearing these like soft shorts, no underwear, and I'm like, part of me
free
thinks,
ball
the
buddy.
yeah, part of me thinks at some point I had to have like adjusted my face, and it's just like, but not that big.
Flight attendant comes by, sir, can we get you anything?
Sure, can we
How
get
about-
you anything?
How about something for the little guy?
And would you
But-
like anything?
Yeah, and it was one of those where like I wake up and like I'm the first row to get off. So like normally this happened to me almost in Nashville when we landed. I woke up and we're like halfway back on the plane, and people are like one row removed from me from getting off, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get off.
Bro, I walked up on you,
So, yeah.
and you were like, "Go ahead," and I was like, "It's me." Like,
Well, yeah. So imagine being in the front row and you're literally
Bricked up.
at midnight, just like full hog, and I'm like, well.
it was that TV show.
So I'm like, yeah, getting up. I'm like,
Bro, well, hey, where were we headed back from? Jack was like in the twilight zone, and when Jack is in that zone, he's like probably the funniest person I've ever met.
I can't remember the trip you're talking about, but I know what you're talking about.
Hey, we were saying, or
Oh.
for whatever reason, we kept going like, if you like pina coladas.
Oh my gosh, bro, where were we?
And then Jack,
Was I on
you
that
just
one?
hear Jack from down the tunnel say, and getting hard on the plane.
yeah, Twilight Zone Jack is
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, elite.
It is so funny, bro.
But yeah, it ended up being good, and then we got to go to a UFC fight at the Prudential Center where
Yep.
the Devils play. It was G's first UFC fight. I've been super lucky to go to a bunch, and like it
was so
never
cool,
gets
man.
old. Every time the atmosphere, whether you're on the East Coast, you're in Vegas, you're in Miami. Like that crowd loves to have a good time, and they're loud, and they just want to see violence, and it's awesome.
It's
So,
such like a minor detail, but one thing that every time it would happen, I would just be like, this is so sick. But when we'd walk out and that octagon would just be glowing blue.
Dude.
It's crazy.
Like something about like when you're
When
like
the lights
see
dim
that,
and it comes out.
dude,
oh.
you see that and you're like, oh, it's going down in there.
and they're just
then-
playing music the whole time.
And then, yeah, the whole walkout, the check, they go up, they do their little ritual thing. And then, yeah, it's like, let's get after it. And the lights just darken
No.
and just that octagon is lit up. And you are truly like
Locked
on the
in.
edge of your seat, like it's going down right
That's
now.
so
And then
sick.
you have the most electric person maybe ever
Yeah.
just going, fighting!
yeah.
And then everyone knows when it's the main card, and
Right.
everyone does it's the whole arena time.
Dude, yeah.
UFC
it's
Nashville
so
coming up.
Sick, bro.
Yeah. And where we get to sit too, like,
Yeah.
we were sitting on the front row of stadium seats, and Will and Taylor are front row of the cage. But even people who sit front row on the cage, no one stands up unless a big moment happens,
Right.
which I think is great for people who have like show anxiety of like, I don't want to stand the whole time. And so you just get to pick and choose when you want to stand. And you're just like, where me and Garrett sat specifically, we were comfortable, which is, I mean, you can't beat that. And we got to see a couple, what you won't see in the vlog. We walk into this like, it's like Dana's private room that Will and Taylor obviously have been invited into, and we get to go in by association. And right as we walk in, me and Garrett were like, oh shit, that's Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson's just sitting on the couch with 3 beautiful women in a full pink suit. And we're like, holy fuck. Like,
Mike
Will-
Tyson, bro.
You said what's up?
Mike
We
getting
did
3
it.
girls.
Well,
That's
what's up,
crazy.
Mike?
within 20
You got
minutes.
3 girls over there?
I thought, what's up, Mike?
It'd probably been 20 minutes of us being in there, and Will's like, holy shit, Mike Tyson's here. And we're like, yeah, dude, there's literally 6 people in this whole room. 4 of them are us, and one of them's Mike Tyson. So,
And one of the most recognizable people
Yeah.
of all time.
For real.
but
One
Will
of the
and
other
Taylor,
people in there was Ivanka Trump.
yeah,
which is also
Ivanka
hilarious.
Dump, dude. She's
lot-
got an absolute
so-
tank on her.
So Elias Ricks from the Eagles, you saw his tweet?
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
So he's right.
He really was.
Dang.
But-
And she stopped by his locker too, and she dropped stuff off for him.
Man, good for him.
Damn.
But yeah, overall, awesome trip. We made it back in one piece. And yeah, man, it was just a fun trip.
Another,
Dude.
we got back so late that Jack and I were like, should we just stay up again?
We just
Why
put-
y'all watch the show?
We put tires on.
We put
and
tires
so-
on.
and so- yeah, my poly family didn't come on for another hour.
They didn't
so-
get it in Linden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
The Holiday
there,
Inn we
there
were at.
isn't shit in Newark. It is
We were
just-
in Linden. Shout out.
I don't even
Linden.
know where that is compared.
Exactly.
But
Dude, before we switch to this next thing, I forgot to tell you guys, this is a heads up in Greece
Okay.
because it's one of the craziest things of all time. And y'all know how I am pooping. I'm
Oh,
pretty clockwork
no.
after every meal, and it can take me a while, even if I don't have my phone. And so when I poop a lot. So my wiping can take a while. And so I need
You
a
gotta get you
decent
some
amount of toilet
greens,
paper.
boy.
You'll see the greens come straight through in mine. There was a leaf stuck in one of our toilets in Greece that would not flush. But you don't flush your toilet paper in Greece. There's a trash can next to it that you put smeared up toilet paper into, and then they'll go take it out for you the next morning or whatever.
doesn't that make the bathroom smell even worse?
Bro, I mean, I did it. I wasn't noticing
You
it,
gotta
but the whole
pray
time I'm
for a
like, there's
one
no way. Yeah, you're praying for a one wipe, and maybe they have all that clean food. Those guys probably do one wipe a lot of their poops.
I mean,
Hairy butts, though.
Hairy butts, but just beware.
You gotta
Dang,
bring some,
that's crazy.
Bring some baby wipes with you.
real quick, going back to the Greece thing, the coffee, is it like people say it's like high voltage?
Yeah, and I'm not a coffee guy at all.
You are now.
I'm a Greek coffee guy, not American stuff, bro.
Sorry, Starbucks.
When I was living in Greece, like it was just different.
I got a couple spots,
Yeah, no,
stay
dude,
out here.
it is gas. The Freddo,
I can't wait.
Freddo cappuccino, FREDDO.
Frito.
I know it is. You got to get it.
Oh, I will.
So it's good.
I'm gonna
But
have so much caffeine.
Oh, you're gonna be wired.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and just shitting.
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Just
and
hoping for one
wiping and
wiping.
putting it right next to
Yeah.
you.
All right, are we ready to move on to the next thing?
Yeah, Coop's dad's in town.
Not yet.
Before we get there,
Oh
I
yeah.
had a
what
feeling
happened
was
this past week?
Are you still hungover?
No, I'm back today. But yesterday was.
It's been 7
rough.
days.
No, it's been 2. Yeah, so I went out with the turns this on Saturday.
Mitch had a flex on him. Come to the crib.
Were you buying them drinks?
No.
That's crazy. Not even one round.
Why?
I don't think so.
Damn, no wonder you guys.
That's
were
why
being
they. Hey,
assholes
that's
to
why
him.
they were
No.
saying like it was just kind of mid.
Right.
No, they said.
But Skis was
Bro,
there, so
Matt's-
shout out Skis.
Yeah, Matt was saying he had a hell of a time. So all the boys said they had a hell of a time. But so
Matt kind of had a good time.
Yeah, he asked me and Garrett to take him out soon, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Well,
well, you guys' vibe and my vibe are completely different. I feel like he kind of fits in your vibe more.
What's
I
the
don't know,
difference?
dude. I
having
saw
a
a
good
video
time
of him.
vibe?
I saw a video of him getting the bartender's phone number.
That's true.
like
This weekend?
Yeah, at
Yeah.
Barstool.
That's my guy.
At Barstool.
Matt, you're
I
hot.
become a rival.
That's fine.
But
The young always eat the old.
we so I had all the interns
put that on
over
his shirt.
to my place. We were up on the roof. We were playing pong and stuff.
Flex.
Just kind of getting after it with the fellas. And then you texted like, "Hey, are you with the interns right now?" And I sent the picture. Little did I know.
Oh, no invite to y'all.
Not even one.
No one got the invite.
Y'all
Like
were
we
in
have
St.
a group
Louis.
text.
I mean,
we
a text
have a
still
group
would be
text.
nice.
Oh, that's right. They're in St. Louis. I couldn't remember what weekend
Y'all
it
were in
was.
St. Louis. Jared was
In Atlanta.
in Atlanta.
I got broads.
Yeah,
I didn't know about it until I saw the post.
No way.
How
You
crazy
think about
is that?
inviting Coop?
That's what I'm saying. We have a group text whether people respond or not, knowing that someone's
hurts more than us
international.
not getting
Bro,
it.
that's just like when an athlete sees they get traded on TV.
Hey, Coop, when we
That's what you
Facts,
saw.
bro.
I found out on social media.
Right.
That is crazy.
Hey, Coop.
No call from the front office.
Press
When-
conference.
when we
I found
take-
out when y'all
That's
did.
why we put Coop on the first slide of
when
that
we
post.
when we take Matt out, we'll take you out too. Literally. And
Thanks,
this
man.
is the invite, and you'll get a text as well. Mitch, sorry, you're busy that weekend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go out on
That one
July
actually
5th.
really hurts.
Oh,
Are
That
you
one
just
really
kind
Yeah,
of figuring
what-
it out
Me
right
too.
now?
Yes.
Oh.
said I
Yes.
saw it when he posted.
And then he sent the
Coop,
selfie, and I don't
am
think I responded.
Genuinely sorry.
That's crazy
It's okay,
because
Mitch.
I just assumed that you were there. I didn't
Should we
know
just
Jared
wrap
was in
this up?
Atlanta.
There was a little part of me that was like, "Am I the only one that doesn't know about
That's
this?"
why I'm
that
like-
would
But I
have
thought
that
we,
would have hurt.
I had thought
Damn.
I had thought we talked about it in the shop.
It was legit just Mitch in the turns.
Yeah.
I had thought like, hey,
Coop
like,
and
I
his
have
dad
people
are about
over
to
tomorrow.
come for Mitch and his dad's
Oh,
head
yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm taking Mitch's knees out.
Yeah,
Triathlon
I feel
my
like an
ass.
First pitch
absolute
going
ass.
wild.
Guys, I'm sorry. Not guys, Coop. I am
Thank
genuinely sorry.
I didn't get invited
You
either.
were in St. Louis and New Jersey.
On the G5.
Yeah, on the
I would have
G5.
taken the G5 to the crib, laying on the roof.
But moral of the story, we
Land
then,
on the roof.
we went down to Tin Roof at on Broadway.
Moral of the story.
Saw Skis.
Shout out Skis.
Shout out Skis.
Maybe we'll get him on here one day.
Still want to try to
Broadway
dap him
sounds so
up.
fun too.
And I woke up Sunday with the top 3 hangovers of my life. As you guys know, I've said it before.
the young bull.
I hate throwing up. I had such a bad hangover. I threw up twice. And yesterday I was still. I apologized to Will as he's leaving the shop.
Just
Would
to
you
give
apologize?
we gotta
just
break-
to
we
give
gotta
some
break down,
details
yeah.
about
Wait,
this.
what did you apologize
So that's
for?
it. So Mitch was.
We gotta
You
break
could
it
tell
down.
maybe he was like a little like not as
Raw.
talkative. Mitch isn't like the most outwardly spoken person to begin with. When he's around us, yeah, for sure. But he wasn't. It wasn't like, damn, Mitch, you're not getting your job done today. That there was never even a
So
question.
Mitch shot him.
Yes.
Will every single day comes around
Bro.
to our production side and daps everyone up, says bye. He goes to Will goes to Mitch and he goes, he's like, yo, see you later. Mitch goes, hey man, I'll be full tomorrow. Like I'll be back.
better tomorrow.
And I look at him and I go, dog. He was gone in 5 seconds, and you chose the last 60 seconds to just tell Will that you have been hungover all day and that you're
You
gonna
told
be
him
better.
you're hungover?
I didn't necessarily say I was hungover. Just
Oh,
like,
I told him.
Yeah.
You're about to be out of bullets, bro.
He's used them all on himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing happened. Like
No, but you still ratted on yourself for no, and like you weren't in a bad spot.
Yeah, for real. I
Mitch is like,
think
I'd
it
rather
was-
be honest.
I'm being honest, but like
No one knew.
I know, and
I
I was
did.
asking Sherm because I had to come back to do stuff for the Zach Top episode. I'm like, yo, was I like in a mood today? Because I know I was, but like, was I outwardly? He's like, no, I thought you were fine. Like, what am I?
Yeah, you were good, bro.
There could be a whole episode dedicated to times Mitch has ratted himself to Will. It always comes from the best place.
The Mitch
Yeah,
versus
from
Will.
Mitch.
Mitch
are
is his
the-
own biggest op.
Yeah. Which,
yeah.
respect.
Or well, Coop might be your biggest hop now.
Yeah.
How many times did you say you threw up?
Twice.
Karma.
No, I'll take that. I will take that.
That is
100%.
funny, bro.
Oh, yeah, so
Mitch.
then like the interns came in on Monday and they were like, y'all had a great time. I'm like, yo, I was banged up. And we're like, oh, we couldn't tell. I'm like, are you serious? Like I felt like I was stumbling and stuff. Like I was in a bad spot.
Didn't one of the turns, we won't say who, fall?
Yeah.
Say who?
Yeah, we definitely.
Chef.
What happened?
He said he went to Barstool.
He said he just woke
And
up on the
I think-
ground.
Chef,
Oh,
are you in there?
He like passed out.
Not bad.
Come here.
I think he just like
He answered bad.
fell and
Yeah.
said someone. He fell.
He's on the door.
He fell and said
What
someone
happened?
pushed him.
What happened? Here, you can use my.
What happened? What happened to your wrist? What happened to your wrist?
What happened to my wrist?
Yeah.
You got to get down.
Yeah.
In that press conference.
You got to get down way more.
What happened to your wrist?
I don't know. Do you want to tell me?
I wasn't with you.
Mitch, what did you do to
Don't make it
that?
seem like I did anything. I went home before you guys
No,
did.
I'm anyone. I don't know.
You just don't know.
I think I was. This sounds really bad. I think I was walking back to my Uber, and then I was trying because you know how what's
ground
that road
started
outside of
moving
Barstool?
underneath
I
your
forget
feet.
what that is.
Yeah.
Not even that. I was just trying to hawk this guy down, and I think I tripped and just ate it. And it
Oh.
Is that your only like battle wound?
yeah, that's it. I caught myself.
Did you wake up like
I
with
think-
a little
I think
blood?
it's-
Was there like
No, I
Did you
did.
get-
No, I
you-
remember like going home and
Did you,
I was
like, take care of
patting
it?
up. Yeah, I took care of it.
dang? Did you put Neosporin on it too?
I did. I've
That
been
is
last
correct.
night.
That's
couple times,
alleged.
trying to get
Dumped
it
it on there, probably.
That seems like a pretty solid injury. Like I
mean-
feel like a lot of people wake up and their sheets are stained with some kind of like. Ugh.
Yeah, not my best moment.
Did Mitch invite all of you guys, like personally?
I didn't have everybody's number.
He invited the production interns, and we forwarded it to the rest of the interns.
Yeah, I was. in
But
that
the
group
message was clear that we were all, welcome as residents.
Were you missing like Coop or anybody?
I was gonna ask Coop what he was doing this weekend because I was wondering where he was at.
Not at Mitch's.
He heard what happened. He's sitting in the other room.
Well,
I've been editing.
yeah. Settle down, Mitch.
Well, what didn't happen is I didn't get invited.
Wait, double
No
negative.
text.
It's not.
no
It's not
nothing.
y'all's fault. Might be
Hate to do it,
Mitch's
double
fault.
negative scoop. I hate to be that guy. What
Jared-
didn't
Jared
happen is
editing
I
in real
didn't get
time right
invited.
now.
Okay,
He
I
said-
really ruined the momentum we had.
Jared
I don't know what Jared said.
Jared said double negatives don't work when you're just trying to do your thing. But
I will say it's not that I didn't want to invite Coop. I just
Invite.
forgot.
Invite him.
I just forgot.
which could be worse.
That is way worse.
I'm not going to sit here and defend Mitch, but I can see that. I can see that because I don't think you would do that.
No, I definitely wouldn't be like,
I
I'm
do.
not inviting Coop.
Yeah, I don't think Mitch would do that.
Schlez would never.
Apparently, Sledge was a
True.
huge dickhead.
Yeah.
We can
I'm
say
not
that.
saying anything.
I can
'cause
say that because I wasn't there.
I know
and
he
he's
watches.
my boy.
Schlez, you were an asshole apparently, and you have some apologizing to do.
The guy that had a Toyotathon shirt.
Yeah, the one.
No, he was nice to me.
You had to cut.
He had the one with the scar.
You want to clap?
Yeah, he's one of my best buddies down here.
He's one of our best buddies.
Yeah, yeah.
but
We're all
apparently
tight.
was being a massive asshole to Matt.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
So
see it. Matt could just.
There's
No,
always
I
three
can-
sides to every
Yeah,
story.
there's-
I heard all
Just
about
from the
this.
limited details I've been given, like you think there's a jealousy factor? Like Matt got a phone number from cute bartender.
Schlez has a
Schlez
girlfriend
sees
of
it.
4
Connecting
years.
Some dots.
Okay,
They live together and everything. So,
y'all
We're
know
gonna
how
have
that
to cut
goes.
a lot right there.
All right, well,
but yeah,
we're glad you're healthy and had a
Thank you,
good
guys.
time.
Yeah, doing all
Maybe
right.
next time Coop will get
Glad
the
you got
invite.
invited.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, next time.
Next time, pass your invite to Coop.
Yeah, I.
Womp,
We'll be better.
Should I just throw a party and invite everyone except for Mitch?
Oh, an anti-Mitch party?
That
Maybe
could
we
be
should do
a
an
vibe.
I can't.
unfollow
No, I
Mitch
gotta.
day.
I would take the high road.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're more of a high road
I
guy.
bigger person.
I'll host
I
it.
wouldn't do that to you, Mitch.
Hey,
Don't worry.
you create a VIP section for Mitch at the pregame.
Yeah, like throw a party for Mitch.
Exactly.
Damn.
His birthday is coming up too.
11
Start
days.
planning.
That's like when you
Wait.
when your team's
Oh, we're
doing
gonna
like
be
the running.
gone for your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Hey, you trying to come to Greece?
Wait, no, wait. You guys leave the 23rd.
Yeah.
Birthday's the 21st.
Okay.
Say less.
I might be at the lake, but I can maybe.
I'm trying to get a boat on the lake too.
Shit, we'll pull up, dude.
We definitely not making the cut on that one.
Yeah.
Mitch has like a friend group of 40 people.
Yeah.
There's like probably like 16.
I know all their names too.
Go ahead, rattle them.
All right. So that'll be it for this week's episode. Next week we'll start with me rattling off all the names. No, I know a few of them. Let's just keep it moving though.
Jared, what happened in Atlanta? Real quick.
Nothing exciting. An engagement party. Congratulations, Jeremy and Cece.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Jared. Not much to elaborate on there.
When's the next time you're going to Atlanta?
I thought you were done.
Bro
going to
is
Atlanta
there
'cause
every other
Mackenzie's here.
weekend.
Every week. Jared doesn't even live in Nashville. He commutes.
For real.
I used to go every weekend or like every 3 weekends because my girlfriend
Every
lived there.
3.
It was like every other weekend to go see my girlfriend. She moved up here, so then now I don't go that often. But I keep having reasons I gotta go. Like it would be like my mom's birthday, and then it was like a couple weeks later, it's like someone else's birthday. Then it's like someone's having an engagement. I keep having reasons to go. So
You guys say
You
I
know,
have a
every
big
time you
friend
say
group.
no to something in Atlanta, you're saying yes to something in Nashville.
Can't call someone.
Hey, when I
can't
have
call someone
weekends
and tell them
here,
happy birthday?
guess who hangs out with me here? None of y'all. I text y'all. No one.
Damn. Y'all hear
Mitch,
that?
you're
None
excluded
of
from
you
this.
guys.
Jared hadn't.
Because Mitch,
I have not
Mitch, you
gotten
do
a
invite
text.
me to stuff. You do invite me to
You're
stuff.
just
I have
always
not gotten
doing
a
shit.
text.
You haven't gotten a text?
I
I think you and
tried
I
to
are
play
even on
video
text.
games with you guys, but you guys have a pretty like
No. I would always play video games. with
tight
you.
crew with your keychains.
Jared, I think we're 2 and 2
What do you mean?
invites. We've gotten dinner before.
Yeah.
What?
You've come over to see that. You saw the groundhog,
Yeah.
and then I wasn't able to make your backyard party,
No one was.
Well, yeah,
But that
you
was
tried
during
to
Mitch's.
undermine my party.
and I was out of town.
Oh, that backyard party. Yeah.
Oh, so there was another one we didn't.
No,
get invited
remember that
to.
time that I texted y'all? I was like, "What's everybody doing this weekend?" But like quickly,
Nobody responded.
everyone was busy or didn't respond, so we didn't have
We
it.
were in Atlanta.
That's all you got to do is just throw it out there in the group chat.
Right.
Though. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what that's the.
I know,
And it's
that's
never
what-
happened.
That's what I.
All right, not
completely
this
fucked up.
weekend, but the following.
I'm free.
Should we do something?
I want to host
That
all
would
of
be
y'all
my
at my
idea.
house. I want to cook
Okay.
lunch,
So we gotta
a
do
brunch.
We'll all do something on Mitch's on the boat.
Yeah, I think we're going on the boat at like 9:45 in the morning, so we'll be back.
So y'all be tossed.
Banged up.
Banged up.
All right, so you're out on that.
I owe you
We
a
do
couple
need to do
invites,
something.
Jared.
We
I owe
have-
you a couple.
We
Do
somehow
you want to go
have-
to Bonnaroo this weekend?
Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Are you
Mike's
going?
playing.
No,
Yeah.
I
He's
do
not
not.
going because I would have been there.
I know. No, I'm gonna
July
go
3rd?
Friday, like
Or
how we
would
did last
you have
year. I'm
been
gonna go
there?
Friday, Saturday, come back
5th.
Sunday.
I think I'm going to adopt a dog on Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the dog you were going to adopt got adopted.
No, we have a backup. There's a golden retriever in Knoxville. Got a couple backups. There's a golden retriever in Knoxville we like. There's a Great Pyrenees mix in Nashville. That's the one that got adopted already.
Shout
His
out
name
Great
was
Pyrenees.
Chef.
For
Great
real.
name too, Chef.
Oh, like our intern.
I didn't even think about that.
Hey, what are you
And,
doing on Friday?
Nothing.
You're invited to. You should. Everybody's invited. Picking party.
A pickin'? What is that?
Dang, that sounds fire.
Picking
and I
party.
will be out of town.
Am I tripping?
Yeah,
What
you
is
know
that?
picking party?
No.
It's they do it every summer out at like
Is it the full moon picking party?
yeah.
Dude, that place is awesome.
What
Never
is
been, but
pickin'?
heard great things.
Just it's just like a live music thing
Just-
and food trucks and everything. 6 to 10.
So
Where?
on Saturday,
I'll look at the thing. I'll send it to you.
I invited Coop to it Saturday. If we can't go get the dog we want, what's it called? Do y'all know the place? It's like Wags and
Walks?
Wags and
Yeah.
Walks.
Yeah.
They have like this thing. So I'm like getting hyped about it. It's like not that cool.
mean,
it's like
dogs are
food,
tight.
It's like food
Jared's
trucks
like,
and
"Look at dogs."
music, and like they have all their adoptable dogs there. I think we're
I don't
going.
know at what point that doesn't sound hype. Having
Right.
Well,
dogs,
because I was like,
music, and
and
food.
and it's just like and dogs.
Coop, are
Coop
you
and-
going to get a dog?
No, I just got invited.
Oh.
But I
He
feel
is a
like
dog.
I mean I'd be tempted to get a dog.
I
if
told
see
Coop,
it.
I was like,
if
you should come with us.
She need a
you're gonna
dog?
Get a dog. Just Coop and his pup.
His hinge would
My-
go
in my
crazy.
small apartment though.
He would have 2 dogs.
Whoa, what it?
Dang.
How
How
long
we
we been
feel?
going?
We've been
52
going
minutes.
for 54.
Cool.
Internal clock.
Before we do get out of here, we do need to all have a kickback.
yeah.
For real.
I want to host it. I want to do a brunch at my house. Mimosas.
We're
Bottomless.
75% of the way there. We just got to get a date.
Let's go.
He said
Yeah.
brunch with mimosas.
That's fire.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, like,
It's the best kind of party.
You know what he wants to do?
show us his bird feeder.
No, we can do some comfy cardio before.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to
I
get
know
to
we're
the
being funny.
function with the boys.
Do you want to talk about some fart?
Some fart.
Fan art.
Yeah, but we don't have a plan unless we want to send
Our
it to
plan
your
is we're gonna
house.
set up a PO box because we don't trust people to just put our address from the shop out, even though
True.
it's probably easy to find. But we'll try and set up a PO box. We'd love to have some fan art, no matter if you're started art
gotta get it up
yesterday
on the
or your
walls.
10-year. But yeah, we need to start filling out this wall.
We're gonna start with
make
our
it-
own
make it a
logo.
home.
Yeah.
Dead center.
Probably start
Shout out Coop.
Yeah.
All
But yeah.
drawings welcome. I would honestly love to see at least one just piece of computer paper with like Sharpie drawing.
For
yeah,
sure.
basically just
Maybe crayons if
whatever.
you got
we
it.
will find a place for you to send it, but we would love for you to send us your farts.
Yeah. But yeah, subscribe, Back of the Bus Pod. Follow us on socials, BOTB69 Pod or something like that.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't even
know it.
When we
BOTB
add 1,000
Pod
followers,
69.
we will post nut. Jared already agreed.
My nut.
What's our Instagram handle?
BOTB pod 69.
So the same thing as Twitter?
Yeah, same thing as Twitter.
Okay.
Are we gonna stick with that?
What, the nut thing?
Hey,
No,
leave
like
in
the-
the comments.
Yeah.
Is that handle
69?
permanent?
In the comments, leave some
Yeah,
options.
Mitch made it.
I made the Twitter, but I didn't make the Instagram.
Well, we
Or
had to
this
follow
kind of-
suit.
No, I
Yeah.
love it. I just didn't know if BOTB.
POD 69.
When I see it, I see bot pod.
Yeah, me too. Butt pod.
Just
Butt
pod of
pod?
bots.
But
But yeah, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Be a friend, tell a friend.
type shit.
Amen.
Thank y'all for listening.
Type shit.
Drink broader.
Oh, yeah. Plug Broader. Plug Broader.
Drink
Shout out
Broader.
Broader.
Is that Broad's water?
Yeah,
Yes,
Broad
bro.
Water.
Broad water. It's made from Jeebs.